buildings that don't have housing, don't have thriving businesses. They literally have parking. People come in the morning, park the car, then leave it there, depreciating and taking space, go to work, and then get back in it.
But one of the other things I think you guys also, among many leadership parameters, is thinking very intensely about the urban environment, and kind of what it is to be a new kind of vehicle platform within a city. So say a little bit about how you see the urban environment, how you fit in.
Cities are crucial and important. They are not the only heart, but they are one of the heart systems when it comes to our economy, when it comes to our societies. I am in awe of the people who architect and build cities, whether I look at the subway system in Paris or whether I look at the towers in Manhattan. It's just amazing. And you can see that somebody really thought about urban planning. One of the things about cities, though, is that, you can't really go to San Francisco and go to the mayor or go to the governor and say, oh, we're going to rebuild the entire transportation system of San Francisco. It doesn't work that way. And so you can see we're headed towards a saturation problem because more people are coming up the economic ladder. A lot happens in cities, yet the infrastructure is what it is. And so we look at it in terms of San Francisco again. I live not far from it, talks a lot about having a housing problem, talks a lot about having a problem with businesses leaving because it's just expensive to do business there. But at the same time, 30% of the real estate footprint of that city is dedicated to parking. There are tall buildings that don't have housing, don't have thriving businesses. They literally have parking. And you and I both know, just from a statistics standpoint, people come in the morning, park the car, then leave it there, depreciating and taking space, go to work, and then get back in it. And so we think that from a timing standpoint, if you think about transportation not as the pleasure of driving, but just moving people as efficiently as possible from point A to point B, if you think about the speeds are lower in general, and the more people you have in cities, that doesn't mean you don't have connectors, but in general, within an operational design domain, the speeds are lower. So from a safety standpoint, I'm not saying it's easy, but it is easier and more controllable. And then the environment, hopefully we're done arguing whether we have a problem or not with the environment. That's a huge deal too. And then last but not least, something that's really dear to me, economic access. I mean, having the choice of picking up somebody in an algorithm and done properly, as opposed to whether, I know I'm going to date myself, but there was a lot of discussion decades ago about hailing a cab in Manhattan, and depending on who you are, what color you are, what gender you are, what you're wearing, what you're not wearing, the service was not the same. And if you don't have access to where the economic activity is, not only don't you participate in it, but you don't even get to dream about what's possible and then get to strive for it. And so when we look at all that, that's how we think about urban environment. That's why we think they're important. And I don't want to be facetious. And it's also good business. I already know that because there are people moving people in those environments right now, except we think we can do it more effectively.